So I'm sure teachers have all been there, having to open up multiple windows just to import grades, a process that can be time consuming and cumbersome. Now, Aries doesn't have a suitable way to import grades from Teams, so we built our own. And I'm happy to announce that after working extensively with one of our programmers here, Tim Bartel, we have a stable version of our very own PowerTeacher platform that we built from the ground up. This platform will allow you to import your grades from Teams and Formative in a few simple steps. So how does PowerTeacher work? Well, I'm going to guide you through the process from beginning to end. I'm going to go ahead and create an assignment in Teams, grade it, and then import it into Aries using PowerTeacher. Now I'm going to create an assignment called Test Assignment. Now Teams is very flexible, so you can assign pretty much anything. A OneNote page, a Word doc, PowerPoint, a link to an external site, a YouTube video. If you can link it and attach it, you can assign it. The only requirement when using PowerTeacher is that you should assign points to the assignment. So for this assignment, I'm going to assign 5 points. And then I'm going to go ahead and assign it. So now I've got my test assignment. I'm going to go ahead and click on it. Now here's my test assignment. And here are the list of students who have been assigned this assignment. And you can see that it says to return and it says 25. This means that I have 25 assignments that I haven't reviewed, graded, and returned to students. Next to it, it says return, and then that's at 0. This number will change as I grade and return assignments to students. For example, let's say Christopher completed this assignment. You got a 5 out of 5, and I return it to him either by just clicking on that return button. Alternatively, I can click on a student's name to go into the individual grading window. Here I would see what the student submitted. I could type up some feedback, add some points, and then click on return. Now I'm going to click also on close to go back to the general grading window. And since we return to assignments, notice those 2 students are no longer in my to return section. They are now under returned. So this is kind of key because what you need to do in order to use PowerTeacher is you need to grade your assignments and you need to return them to students. Now let's go back to the individual grading window by clicking on the student's name, and let's talk about feedback. PowerTeacher will import the feedback from Teams assignments into the comments in Aries. So let's try that out. Let's add great job here, missing file. Now I want to point out that when you exit the individual grading screen and you go back to this general page here, you'll notice that any recent changes that I've made has resulted in highlighting those students. Essentially, Teams is preparing these assignments to be returned. So it's keeping track of the recent edits. And if I were to click on this button that says return 5, those 5 assignments would be returned to those students. So again, to use PowerTeacher, first I need to return assignments back to students. And here's some tips. The little boxes next to the name here actually allow you to select multiple students and then return all that work. Or you can select the very top box and that will highlight all students to return all work. And each time, make sure you click on that return button. So now if you notice, to return is 0 and then returned is 25, which is the number of students in my class. So now I just need to download these scores, clicking on the 3 dots here in the right hand corner, and then I click on export to Excel. Now that's going to download these grades to my downloads folder, and that's all I need to do up to this point. And now I'm ready to use PowerTeacher. So I'm going to head over to PowerTeacher. To access PowerTeacher, head over to powerteacher.smhs.org or use the link that's on the internet page. You can also use PowerTeacher from home using your school laptop as long as you're connected to the VPN network. Now go ahead and log in using your school email address and password. Once you log into PowerTeacher, you're going to be guided through a 3-step process to import your grades. First step is to select the gradebook. The second step is for you to select whether or not this is a brand new assignment, meaning it does not currently exist in Aries, or if it does exist in Aries and you just want to update the grades for that particular assignment. In this case, we'll run through and create a brand new assignment, meaning it's not in Aries yet. I'm going to then click on Choose File. And as I mentioned, the Teams file that we downloaded earlier automatically goes to the download folder. If you click on that, and then you click on the first file at the very top, you'll see period 2 grades. So that's the file that I want. I'm going to go ahead and click open. Now, PowerTeacher is going to insert some information for you. First of all, I've got 19 assignments in my gradebook, so this would be the 20th assignment. So PowerTeacher's adding 20 as the assignment number. The name is test assignment. You saw me enter that. It's not going to detect the category, so you're going to have to select the appropriate category. It's going to just default to your top category in your gradebook. And the assigned and due on date, it's going to take the due date that you applied to the assignment, and it's going to add that for both dates. You might want to change that. Now, the point correct possible is taken from the assignment as well, so don't change that. And then you have some additional options here. First, if you have feedback, you saw that I added some feedback to students. You're going to want to select this check here. And then what that's going to do is that it's going to import the feedback that I added in Teams into the comments in Aries for the students and parents to see. You're also going to want to decide whether or not you want grading to be completed, just like you would in Aries. And then lastly, you're going to want to tell PowerTeacher what to do with students who haven't submitted this assignment. Do you want their grade to go in as a 0, or do you want their grade to be a blank in Aries? When I'm ready, I'm going to just click on Submit Grades. I'll get a notification saying import completed successfully. Now let's hop over to Aries to see what happened. So as you can see here, the assignment imported correctly. I've got the correct category. I've got the assign and due date, the name, the number, as well as the feedback comments that I added on Teams. That completes this tutorial. Be sure to watch part 2, which goes over the update feature of PowerTeacher when assignments already exist in Aries. Feel free to reach out to edtech@smhs.org if you have any questions or need some assistance. Have a great day.